This may very well be the smoothest and best launch I've seen in a Call of Duty title in the past decade. This is insane, but before continuing, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more upcoming awesome reviews. Call of Duty always lived on a spectrum of arcade-style tactical military simulation. In the past decade, we have seen Call of Duty games that were very much arcadey, and I feel like Modern Warfare 2019 pushed the franchise a little bit closer to the tactical military side of things. This is also true to Modern Warfare 2, and quite frankly, I feel that this is as tactical and slow-paced as Call of Duty has ever been, bringing back the feel of the older boots-on-the-ground gameplay that we have not really seen since Call of Duty World at War. Obviously, it is definitely not Counter-Strike level tactical gameplay, however, it is a lot closer than some may expect. Now, this is the Call of Duty that I prefer. However, it is important to know that I can see how a lot of fans of the fast-paced Call of Duty titles may not welcome this change with as open arms as I have. Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer experience has significantly changed compared to the last 3 games. 3 big changes are that, on the one hand, slide cancelling is no longer an option. However, we can dolphin dive as well as ledge hanging has been added as a feature. I must mention sprinting feels slower and heavier, so all this resulted in a generally slower paced combat experience. Although the TTK is as short as we were always used to in most Call of Duty titles, the significantly higher recoil and a totally reworked weapons handling makes mid-range gunfights last longer, as executing headshots with an LMG isn't as easy as it used to be in previous titles. The balancing of the game isn't the best. In fact, because of the slower paced gameplay and the low TTK times, someone with an SMG or LMG out in the open has absolutely no chance against someone with an AR already hanging a ledge or posted up in a building, as the opposite player would have no time to evade due to the slower movement. While this definitely resembles more realistic warfare, it also encourages camping, as posting up in a building or in Flora with an AR is pretty much the meta at the time of recording this video. This then leads on to another issue, which is map design. Some maps have plenty of buildings clustered in one area and more open spaces in another area of the map. In games like Rescue, Search and Destroy or Knockout, where teams are spawned at specific side of the maps, the game will hugely favor the team which spawns into the right environment to post up, camp and wait for their opponents. Most of my games that were in these categories of gameplay, whenever we started in the open we always lost, and when we switched sides we started winning, which felt cheap and frankly demotivating to play those modes. Maps in general where the spawn location is not fixed are generally enjoyable to play on and a lot more imaginative than the horrible cluster of maps we got in 2019. Perks, field upgrades and equipment are good for the most part, and there isn't anything I would necessarily complain about. The grind isn't really there, which is hugely appreciated. I've experienced a steady pace of progression, and maxing out a single weapon took maybe 45 hours, which is completely reasonable in my eyes. The new gunsmith feature is completely reworked, and at first it may annoy a few people. However, after a few hours I realized that it is a lot more smooth, easy to use and is more realistic, which as a package blended well together with the new style of gameplay this title took. The cosmetic options aren't anything mind-blowing, however there are enough variations to keep players busy for now. In terms of equipment, we have the usual lethal and tactical toys to play with some interesting new additions like deployable CCTV cameras as well as decoy soldiers and grenades. Most lethal gadgets are solid, they feel good to use, and nothing seems to be too overpowered. I'd say the only thing I did notice is, at least for the time being, any normal sniper rifle scope seems to be able to see right through smoke bombs. Whether this is a glitch that will be patched out or if it's an intentional thing remains unknown to me. Graphics and sounds are absolutely brilliant. Not to say that Modern Warfare 2019 didn't have jaw-dropping moments. However, this title elevates and sets a new standard for AAA war simulation games. The 3D audio enables players with the use of decent headphones to literally pinpoint events, explosions, other players, gunfights, and pretty much everything else around them to a reasonable accuracy, and the beautiful graphics, violently saturated and muddy explosions, the ricochet of bullets from walls and other surfaces, all adds to a beautiful chaotic experience. Overall, Modern Warfare 2022 multiplayer is probably the best Call of Duty release since the original Modern Warfare 2 in 2012. It is mean, graphically outstanding, with in my experience absolutely minimal bugs, and while this new tactical route may not be for everyone's liking, I thought it to be a breath of fresh air. I scored this multiplayer experience a 9 out of 10. However, it is important to note that half of the experience is not yet out, which are Ranked and Warzone 2. Please note that my score is only reflecting the game we have before the 16th of November. As mentioned, Ranked Modes isn't coming until the 16th of November alongside Warzone 2, so if you'd like me to do a separate video on it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It honestly does help me out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.